All right, we got everything Hayden Christensen did to become Darth Vader from Yo Boy Star Wars Theory. Okay, I gotta see this.
Fulfill your destiny. TheorySabers.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about something close to every Star Wars fan's heart. Hayden Christensen's intense preparation to become Darth Vader in Revenge of the Sith. Now, I've made a lot of videos on Hayden Christensen and how he prepared for Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker and how his acting actually was phenomenal, contrary to some of the hate that he got in the early 2000s.
Bro, so like, wait, is that a bamboo stick? That's what they use. It's like a bamboo stick painted green as like a practice. Oh, that's pretty cool. So, whenever I saw Star Wars Episode 3, well, I seen them all, but like, whenever I saw that epic fight scene, I don't think I actually appreciated it when I was younger. If I was like, what age was I when Episode 1 came out? Maybe like 12 or 13? And then was it like every 2 or 3 years they came out with like Episode 2, Episode 3 or something? I don't remember how long. I just thought it was like a movie. I didn't understand that you had to put in a lot of work to do all these epic action scenes. You had to do a lot of like research to like figure out you had to get the vibe of the character right, the transitioning from Anakin into Darth Vader. It's like a little gray area. He's like questioning the Jedi and all that. So I am just curious.
2000s. However, in this video, we're going to talk about what many people don't know, which is the sheer amount of mental and physical work that Hayden put into truly becoming the face of Darth Vader. This wasn't just another acting role. It was a full transformation. And today we're going to break down just how Hayden prepared himself to bring Anakin's tragic fall to life. So let's get into it. When George Lucas cast Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker in Attack of the Clones, Hayden had big shoes to fill. But
Yeah. As Vader. You gotta be Darth Vader, dude. I don't know. Like, if you're just an actor, I don't think like you should put characters like on pedestals, because if you do, then it's just gonna be like too monumental in your head. Be like, oh, I could never do that. At the end of the day, you have to think of every character as like the same level, in that it's just a character for just a story. You have to, like, when you're an actor, you have to be the guy behind the curtain. You have to see all the inner workings. You have to know the magician secrets. You have to see all the people pulling the strings and like making shit do like kooky things. But like on the front of the curtain, like what the audience sees, it's like, oh wow, oh yes, it's so magical. But as the actor, you have to make all the mental connections, and hopefully your audience can tell like what the character is essentially going to portray.
it wasn't until Revenge of the Sith that Hayden really stepped into the role of Darth Vader, the ultimate Star Wars villain. And what many people don't realize is the deep level of preparation that Hayden undertook to bring Anakin's fall to the dark side to life. One of the things that stands out to me personally is how Hayden isolated himself during the filming of Revenge of the Sith to get into Anakin's headspace. In an interview with The Making of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith by J.W. Rinsler, Hayden mentions how he deliberately distanced himself from the rest of the cast and crew, allowing himself to tap into the emotional isolation that Anakin felt during his descent into darkness.
Okay, I can see why he would do that. And then, but conversely, I think he knows like if he does that, it's like, oh, he's gonna be like the weird lone guy on set. It's like, oh, don't talk to Hayden. He's like a loner or something like that. You're just like a weird guy. But I mean, if everybody knew he was doing that on purpose, I mean, I guess it's fine. But like to like a normal person, like every day, it's if you're gonna like isolate yourself away from everybody, uh, it's not necessarily like completely unusual, but there's a little thing in most people's heads. It's like, why you want to just be by yourself?
Anakin was emotionally broken, conflicted, and alone, something Hayden tried to feel on a personal level. Now, that kind of method acting isn't easy, especially on a set as high energy as Star Wars. But Hayden understood that to show Anakin's emotional and psychological downfall, he needed to live through it. The Jedi were pushing Anakin away, Palpatine was manipulating him, and Hayden needed to internalize that loneliness and betrayal. This isolation became a critical part of Hayden's performance in scenes like when Anakin sits in the Jedi Council chamber after learning of Palpatine's true identity. You can see that loneliness and sense of being trapped written all over his face. He's conflicted, but powerless to escape the fate that he feels is closing in on him, much like the trash compactor's doors in Episode 4. It's chilling, and it's a huge testament to Hayden's methodical approach to the role.
Yeah, all of these like little extra scenes, these extra shots of like Anakin being by himself, I never really put that together. And of like oh, it's a movie, they're just making a whatever shot. That's like when you're like a little kid, you don't really put these things of like complex emotions together. And I don't know, maybe I'll go back and watch Episode 3 again to figure out like, I don't know, that's like one thing that's kind of cool about getting older is like you understand emotions a little bit better, and like certain movie scenes, like the purpose of them. Whereas like when I was a little kid watching this, I was just like lightsabers, battles, and forces, and like, all that shit. But like the older you get, the more you can appreciate like all the intellectual, emotional shit that goes on along with it.
Now, Hayden's preparation wasn't just emotional, it was physical as well. He spent months training with stunt coordinator Nick Gillard, learning lightsaber choreography to prepare for the intense duels in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, this is the GOAT sword scene. Okay, this is like Jackie Chan levels of physical preparation. When I say that, I mean how Jackie Chan got all his shots, him and his team, is they literally just drilled the shit out of them until they got the one shot that was like flawless. It doesn't matter how long it takes, doesn't matter how many tries, doesn't matter how many injuries. If they miss it, if they can't get it in one day, they'll come back the next day and do it because they know it's going to be awesome. And that's all you need is just the one shot. 99% of the time, you are failing. All right? You only need to succeed the one time. Okay? And I think this level of dedication for like the lightsaber fight, fucking sick. It's the best lightsaber fight scene.
The battle between Anakin and Obi-Wan and Mustafar is legendary, and while the fight might look
It doesn't matter if it's all like pointless sword twirling. It looks fucking cool still.
like a CGI masterpiece on screen, behind the scenes, it was all Hayden and Ewan McGregor putting in the work. In the behind-the-scenes documentary, Within a Minute, the making of Episode 3, you can see Hayden spending hours perfecting every swing, every parry, and every kick. Nick Gillard.
Bro, like when I was in Taekwondo, like when I was a young kid, that we'd put on like a little skit of what scene? It was Episode 1, like a piece of the Darth Maul scene. And it was my one buddy, Caleb, and my other buddy Chris, but they weren't in Taekwondo. They just wanted to put on like they liked Star Wars too. They're like, but we needed like two other people like about my size to like go in there to do the fight. So like somebody was Darth Maul, and then I was like another dude, and then they were the other person, and like, bro, just trying to drill that shit just off of the movie, because I forgot like how we like reviewed it. I think it was, didn't we have like, I think we had like a portable DVD player, because this was a long time ago before the smartphone. Jesus, I think it was a portable DVD player, because we're like, It's the sun. It's the day. We started this shit in like maybe midday or something, because like we were all gamers too. So we were like playing Heroes of New Earth at the time. It's like, oh, it's too hot out. Let's wait till it gets later. And like, oh, it's still too hot out. Let's wait a little later. And whatever. I think we started at like 3 or 4 or something. But after that, it was just like one strike at a time. It was like Simon or something, like red light, green light, blue light. Like, okay, we got first move. Okay, first move, second move. Okay, first move, second move, third move. Okay, and then that's this first sequence. And then, oh my god, this shit is so tough.
Has even said that Hayden was one of the most dedicated actors he'd ever worked with. He wasn't just learning to wield a lightsaber, he was learning how to fight like Anakin Skywalker, which meant becoming both powerful and chaotic. Now, being friends with Nick, he explained even more how Anakin was one of the most athletic people he's ever met. Just on a completely different level. Hayden was one of the most athletic people he's ever met.
Nice.
His movements had to show the shift from Jedi Knight to Sith Lord, a shift that's subtle but crucial to the emotional weight of the film. One of the most fascinating things is how Hayden's physical training affected the character's internal struggle. He was getting stronger, more capable, just like Anakin, but that strength was being used for the wrong reasons. You can see it in his body language. By the time we reach the final duel, Anakin's movements are more erratic, more aggressive, reflecting his inner turmoil. And let's not forget the iconic moment when Hayden finally donned the Darth Vader suit. According to the making of Revenge of the Sith by J.W. Rinsler, the suit was incredibly heavy and restrictive, and Hayden spent hours wearing it during the final scenes. This wasn't just a costume, it was a physical representation of Anakin's entrapment. Hayden mentioned in interviews how wearing the suit helped him understand Anakin's isolation and desperation. He was physically trapped in the suit, just as Anakin was trapped in his choices. Another layer of Hayden's preparation.
I will say this: I'm not about to just glaze over everything that Hayden Christensen did. I mean, it's very commendable. It's fantastic. It's great. But I am too much of a realist to just completely gloss over the fact that, hey, I don't know how much you're getting paid, but you're getting paid a good amount of money to do how long? I mean, he did 2 movies. And if we're talking about the specifically, what do you call it? Just episode 3, where he had to do all the physical, like sword swinging, put on the suit, and oh, it's so hot. Don't expect me to feel sorry for anything that is mildly uncomfortable when you're getting paid. I don't know how much, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars to be an actor in Star Wars. Do not for a second think that I'm going to feel sorry for anything mildly uncomfortable at all. So just take it with a grain of salt.
Was his deep discussions with George Lucas about Anakin's psychological journey. In the Revenge of the Sith novelization by Matthew Stover, we get an incredibly deep dive into Anakin's mindset, especially in the scenes where he's torn between his love for Padme and his fear of losing her. Hayden and Lucas spent hours talking about this aspect of Anakin's character. His fall wasn't just about anger and hatred, it was about fear, loss, and love. One of the quotes from Stover's novelization that captures this internal battle is, "The dark is generous, and it is patient, and it always wins. But in the heart of its strength lies its weakness. One lone candle is enough to hold it back." Hayden wanted to embody that flickering light in Anakin, the small sliver of hope that was eventually snuffed out by the darkness. This vulnerability made Anakin's fall all the more tragic, and Hayden brought that out in scenes like his confrontation with Obi-Wan, where he screams, "You turned her against me!" Hayden's ability to show the slow crumbling of Anakin's morality was something Lucas praised. In an interview, George Lucas said that Hayden perfectly captured the duality of Anakin, the hero we loved and the villain he would soon become.
I think it's really cool. And I don't think I don't think I see enough directors actually like praising that, like how spot on that like actors get the characters that they see in their head. when a director has like an idea for a character that's like, okay, this is what I see, this is what I want, this is what you should do. And then a game is trying to get the actor to come to the same wavelength as the director for their idea of the character. And then, to some degree, there's a little bit of like push and pull of like, oh, I think the character should do this, but the director's be like, oh, I think the character should do this. And it's like, there's a little bit of push and pull, but trying to get that thing like perfectly on point. I don't know. I don't see like a lot of directors like doing that a lot anymore.
Performance wasn't just about turning to the dark side, it was about showing the gradual erosion of a good man's soul. Another key part of Hayden's preparation was understanding Anakin's body language. In the early scenes of the prequels, Anakin is confident and upright, a proud Jedi Knight. But as the movie progresses, that changes. Hayden started to incorporate more tension into Anakin's posture. You can see it in his shoulders, the way he walks, and how he grips his lightsaber. By the time we get to the duel on Mustafar, Anakin's movements are more aggressive and wild.
I never would have paid attention to the shoulders. I think that's me being like a naive little moviegoer. Like, I could kind of tell, like, oh, short hair Anakin. Oh, he's very proud. But this Anakin, he's like a little hunched over, a little more like aggressive. But it's like, dang, I wish I could have seen that and appreciated that a little bit more. If he's going to put like a little thing like that small little body language in there, it's like, huh. It's like, and now that he pointed it out and I look at it, it's like, huh, that's pretty good.
Almost as if he's fighting against his own conscience as much as he is fighting Obi-Wan. One scene that really stands out to me, and I want to know if it's the same for you guys too watching, is when Anakin watches Padme from across Coruscant, right before he decides to betray the Jedi and storm the temple. There's no dialogue in that scene, just Hayden's face reflecting the intense internal conflict that he's going through. His eyes tell the whole story. This is a man being pulled in two different directions, and ultimately, the darkness wins. It's one of the most emotionally charged moments, I would say, in all of Star Wars, and
I got goosebumps upon like the first viewing of this because I was like, this is the moment where he turns. This is the moment where Anakin dies and Vader lives. I was like, damn, that was it. That was pretty cool. It's like on the just this open ass, tall ass building. Just killed Mace Windu. Got the wind kicking. Palpatine, or Chancellor looking like Palpatine now, and it's like, damn, this is it. This is it.
It's because Hayden knew how to bring that depth to life without a single word. He did this as well the first time when he was going to save his mother, Shmi, on Tatooine in episode 2.
Oh yeah, actually, when I was a little kid and I saw this scene, I didn't. This was like, I knew it was supposed to be sad, but I didn't cry because I was a little kid. Little kids, like, a little kid. But upon watching this again as like an older person, like, I don't know, 24, 3, 4, 5, around there, like just years later, I was like, damn, that sucks. His mom just died from like the Sand People kidnapping her and torturing her. I was like, damn, this is actually like an emotionally charged scene. So again, it just goes with like the age thing. You can appreciate different things about a movie. The older you get, the more emotionally intelligent you get.
In episode 2. All of this emotional isolation, the physical training, and the mental preparation culminated in one of the most memorable portrayals in Star Wars history. Hayden Christensen didn't just play Anakin Skywalker, he became him. He understood Anakin's pain, his fear, and his desperation. And when Anakin finally becomes Darth Vader, you can feel the weight of that transformation, because Hayden brought every ounce of his preparation into those scenes. In fact, in more interviews from the Star Wars Archives, episode 1 to 3, 1999 to 2005 by Paul Duncan, who I had the pleasure of interviewing as well, Hayden talks about how he approached the final moments of the film. The infamous no scene in Vader's suit may have
the no scene. I think when I first saw it, I was fine with it. But then the older I got, I was like, why he gotta yell no like that? No.
Sparked debate among fans, but for Hayden, it was a moment
Because it's very movie-esque for someone to yell out no like that. Like, if you think about it, when's the last time in your life that you ever yelled out no for an extremely extended period of time? Literally never. That's a very movie thing to do.
of pure tragedy. Anakin had lost everything. His wife, his children, his mentor, and that scream was the
Conversely, you look at them, you still looking at movies. What's the opposite thing of going no really long? Look at Transformers 1 with Shia LaBeouf. No, 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 no. That's I don't know how many scenes, but he's just running and he's going no, 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 no. Okay, so you got like the nervous nose, like no, 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 or the very emotional, like no.
only release for all that emotion that Hayden had bottled up throughout the film. Now, in some deleted concept art scenes, Vader was actually supposed to create some sort of a force whirlwind that would knock Sidious back and make the entire room shake and break in half. The walls were supposed to dent, all the droids were supposed to implode, and it was supposed to be a really crazy scene. But George just
Okay, it was supposed to be a crazy scene, and upon looking back at it, they probably could have juiced this scene up a little bit more. Like, imagine turning Goku into, like, Goku going, like, Super Saiyan for the first time. You gotta, like, be able to feel it in the environment. I mean, we kind of did. Like, he's using, like, force to, like, crush robots and shit.
decided against that
They do a little bit of shaky camera. You know, he got some debris falling right there.
for some reason. So, why does Hayden
Yeah, I probably would have enjoyed a little bit of more, like, environmental damage. Get, like, I don't know, some force energy, some force. Does Vader really use force lightning? I don't think so. He's just like crushing and whatnot. So probably more along the lines of like Goku turning Super Saiyan for the first time. You don't need like energy shit like shooting off of him, but give me some more like environmental, like give me some force off of him.
portrayal of Anakin
It's just like the shaky cam. It's like a very sprinkling. It's a sprinkling of shaky cam.
resonates so much with fans? It's because of the level of dedication that he brought to the role. His physical transformation, his mental isolation, and his emotional depth all contributed to making Anakin's fall one of the most compelling arcs in Star Wars history. Hayden didn't just act, he lived Anakin's journey. I mean, for God's sakes, when he was voicing the lines, he made it so monotone on purpose, so that it sounded like what Vader would become, which
Yeah. I didn't even know that people were bitch moan complaining about his monotone voice. Like, monotone voice is like not good for acting, but it's like the character comes first. What do you think the character would do? Everybody in their life knows that one person, guy or girl, that speaks very monotonely. All right.
I've mentioned before in videos, and this is something we as fans continue to appreciate to this day. It's a performance that reminds us of the human side of Star Wars, the side that shows us even the greatest heroes can fall, and it's that complexity that makes Anakin Skywalker such a beloved character. And furthermore, our fallen heroes can always return. It's never too late to change. So what do you guys think? Did Hayden Christensen give us the definitive portrayal of Anakin Skywalker, or do you believe in all of the bullshit hate that he got?
Well, again, when I was a little kid, well, not a little kid, but like younger, I didn't really see the hate because I don't know, I wasn't plugged into the internet as much. I thought he did fine. You know, no movie is above reproach, even Lord of the Rings. That you could always do something a little bit better in some way, shape, or form. But for the most part, I think he nailed it. Yeah.
I, for one, have always been a Hayden Christensen and Anakin Skywalker fan, and I will always continue to be. Let me know in the comments. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe as we return to more videos that really started the channel. Until next time, may the Force be with you always.
Oh shit! All right. Well, that was another banger. It's very like informational to like know that you know, he put a lot of work and effort into and like mental like as well into like trying to become Vader. A little bit off screen, well, a large part off screen to translate it onto like the main screen, the big screen. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty cool. He put in a lot of effort, and yeah, it's always nice to see like when actors at least can put in like their like 100% effort to try to embody the character. That's always really cool to see. Um, and I don't know, like movies nowadays, you don't really get to see like all that stuff anymore. Of like, oh, you know, outside of like like crazy like method actors like Christian Bale, you know, eating a can of tuna and a half an apple a day for like The Machinist or whatever, or you know, there's a ton of other movies where like the mental and the physical is like really intense, but it's just cool, man. It's pretty cool. But overall, good video. I like it, and I want to see some more. But other than that, that's it for me, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.